Son of a... I don't know how to start off this episode. Because if you follow me on Twitter, and if you're not already, please, for the love of God, if you want to see me lose my mind on the timeline, please, go ahead. Please spare me some follows on Twitter. I don't ask for a lot. It's kind of entertaining. You could scroll back through the game and see my torment. Toronto Maple Leafs win the game 5-1 by the time I'm recording. I don't think they're getting off the ice. I'm looking at them right now. Congratulations, Toronto. You should have won this game. And you did. They played a great game. Fantastic game. I thought the Leafs were great. And we're going to get the Toronto Maple Leafs out of the way here really quick because I have a lot of things to say about the Montreal Canadiens. Are you ready? My dad's a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. I'm so happy he gets to see a team actually win something. I said before the series, yeah, Toronto's going to win. I know that already. I've said that plenty. I've already accepted my fate. I've already accepted my favorite team's fate. One word. Incompetent. The Montreal Canadiens, management, their players, most of them. Couple of guys had a great night. No, one guy. Just one. Two. Couple. We'll get into Montreal. Let me look at my notes. Toronto, 5-1 victory. Yeah, heading to Le Bell Centre. Centre. I don't speak. Shut up, I don't want to talk to you, Ooh. I shouldn't have hit that. Yeah, no, if you can't tell, I'm heated. There is no script. One take, obviously. Yeah, good game, Toronto. The refs. Let's talk about the refs. I know a lot of Habs fans are probably coming in here and being like, the refs, they played a massive part in this game. Montreal took so many terrible penalties. The last one I can remember, Shea Weber, yeah, he gets obviously tripped. Obviously. Like there's no clearer definition of a player getting tripped than the one Shea Weber did not get called. Whatever, you know what I mean. And then he takes a retaliation penalty. If you are the captain, you can't be doing that. No excuses. None. Zero. You have zero excuses. Yeah, you're ticked off. You are the captain. You have to lead this team. Nobody was leading this team. There was one player, two players tonight that I'm like, yeah, they had a pretty damn good game, didn't they? Jesperi Kotkaniemi getting in the lineup. The young kids, I know a lot of guys in my comments asked last episode, hey, what do you think about the young kids? Cole Caulfield, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Alexander Romanov. They should all be in the next game. I could go through Montreal's lineup right now and pick off players that had one of the worst games of their career. From middle of the second period to early third period, Montreal didn't have a shot. They were stuck at a 15 there for, I'm not sure the specific amount of time, but it was forever. So damn long. Penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty. What is Montreal doing? Yeah, the refs. They weren't great. They were awful. Refs should be held accountable. It says there in my notes. Yeah, they should be. They should 100% be held accountable. I don't know why the NHL consistently hides them and allows them to... I'm not even sure the word to use. They have like this shield around them. I'm sure you already figured out the word I'm trying to look for. They are protected by the league. It's almost voodoo for coaches and players to call them out. Like refs are some kind of a higher above entity. No. Swear to God. First goal Toronto scores tonight right off the ref's foot. Yeah, they're a part of the game, but holy Jesus. It felt like that the entire night. They called how many penalties against Montreal? Not sure the specific number. More fingers than I have on my left hand. 100%, right? This game, I was so much more heated a period ago. At the end of the second, I'm like, I should record the video now. But my dad wouldn't leave my basement, and he's a Leafs fan, and he's like, I don't see any better. I see nothing. Living with a Leafs fan. I'm sorry if anybody out there has to live with a Leafs fan. I don't even dislike the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto Maple Leafs fans on Twitter and Facebook are just a different breed. There's a lot of great Toronto fans. I know a lot of great Toronto fans. Doesn't help my mental health any. I swear to God, phone. Yes, I know the Leafs won. Jesus. But I expected Toronto to rebound and get the victory. I expected that. The other player that played out of their goddamn mind, Carey Price. I said if I see anybody talking anything but positive about Carey Price after this game, they're getting a roundhouse kick. No questions asked. He stopped so many shots tonight, so many power plays in a row, and then we get to that 5 stretch penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty, puts Montreal right in a hole. Carey Price does everything in his power. A couple go in on him. Toronto scores 2 power play goals tonight, I believe. And then we get to this really dumb thing that I'm going to talk about here for a second. I've had a real problem with Montreal's management over the last 7 years. Longer than that. I'm sure Habs fans out there who've been a fan for a decade, yeah. Management before Bergevin wasn't great. Bergevin, Ducharme, Jesus. What the hell was that goalie interference coach's challenge? What was that? Tell me. I swear, when I see the interview, he's going to do some like, yeah, I just... And then we see replays on Twitter of Marc Bergevin looking at a TV and pointing. I hope it's a meme. I hope it's a meme template by the time this video is up on YouTube. Him pointing at the screen like, hey, something happened. Carey Price didn't even show any sign of being like, hey, something happened. And then I see a tweet, I'm not sure who it was from, like, hey, looked like he called down Ducharme. Hope to get the goalie. What? Okay, there has to be a fine line between the GM doing general manager things and the coach that you picked yourself. Let him do the coaching things. There should be a fine line. Like church and state, they should be separated. Obviously, you can give input after and before the game, right? Or in the middle of the intermissions, right? If Bergevin calling down is true, that's a sign of a horrifically toxic organization. You see that in other franchises that are terribly run, and the GM interferes, and I know Ducharme is horrifically terrible coach, and that's the only words I know right now. Horrifically and terrible. Those are the only words that I'm going to describe Montreal's game with. Ducharme, what the hell was that? Why? You gotta grow some cojones, you know? Be like, no, Bergevin. Probably doesn't want to lose his job. He's probably on a fine line right now. I can understand him being like, yeah, Berge, I got you, bud. There was no evidence that that goal would be overturned. I'm like, hey, I don't care. Cash money. We're down already 3-1, and Ducharme is basically giving up the game because Toronto had already had a bunch of power plays, and you're just going to gift one to a team that's on fire right now in this game. It doesn't make any sense. You see teams do that late in games, like, okay, we're already down 3-1. Let's use this coach's challenge to try to bring this one back, and if it's wrong, hey, we're basically out of it. He did that in the middle of the second period. Then you pull the goalie with 6 minutes left. That didn't do anything. That didn't do anything, Ducharme. It's... Okay, notes. I got notes here. Just a couple of lines. Wow, that phone is bright. Couple of lines. Carey Price versus the world. Stellar tonight. I've already said that. That game. Why? Just why Ducharme and Bergevin? Why? Management. I think Montreal on paper is a really talented team. They should have at least been better than struggling for that 4th spot in the North Division. Yeah, Winnipeg's great, Edmonton, yeah, and Toronto. Yeah, they're all great teams. Montreal on paper should be able to fight with those teams, but it seems like there's a disconnect between management and the players. The players, they just turn their brains off and they go pee-wee hockey player mode. And there's only one guy on the ice doing anything, and that's Carey Price. Carey, can you see my jersey? I don't know. It says Carey Price. This is my first jersey I ever got, and I will support him until the day I die. Until the day I don't want to think about it. Mortality is a rough conversation. I probably shouldn't be getting into mortality during a hockey video, because why would I? It's hockey. It's a game. Hockey is a game. We often forget that. And yes, am I overdramatic? Absolutely. Would you be embarrassed for me as a fan if you saw me during that game? Probably. And I'm gonna take the evening to think. These videos might even turn out better if I took the night and did it in the afternoon the next day. But something seems off. Montreal, I know there are talented players. Why is Cole not in the lineup? Why is Romanov not in the lineup? Jesperi got in the lineup and he was effective tonight. It just seems like the players are lost. They slow down and they stop making passes. They pass too much. They shoot from the blue line at a blocker when you know Jack Campbell is gonna have an easy night. I know a lot of people on Twitter are talking about this conspiracy. The Leafs. Oh my God, did they pay the refs? That's this one. No. The refs are just bad. They're always bad at their jobs. Tonight, they were just worse than they usually are. It happens. I understand that. But what other job can you be that bad at and still have your job at the end of the night? You know, I get it. The human error. But come on. You have to be better than that. Montreal, they might have gotten some momentum there if they had gotten some calls their way. They didn't. And they had to suffer with obvious penalties against them. I'd like the refs to be consistent moving forward and also call the same penalties against the Toronto Maple Leafs. But I know the refs are blind, deaf, and just bad. Like politicians, that's one who can be bad at their jobs and also have their job the next day. Yeah. Me working at McDonald's, I wouldn't have my job the next day. They'd be like, oh, you don't know how to do your job. You're this bad messing up orders every single day. Why would we protect you, hide you? No, you're fired. Can them. I know they have their association refs. I don't care. They should be held accountable. And Sportsnet, what's going on? I know you are the sports network based in Toronto, and I'd love to work for you one day. I know I'm a Habs fan, but Sportsnet, what's going on? Or TSN, doesn't matter to me. I don't know. Sportsnet, I see a lot of people being mad on Twitter. Twitter is my main source of information. My life would probably be a lot healthier if I just deleted Twitter, but I can't. Because it's addicting. Really is. Not like heroin, because heroin is a whole lot depressing than hockey Twitter or sports Twitter in general. Everybody's brains are made of butter on that website. I swear to God. No critical thinking skills. And that's rage probably pushed towards that John Tavares situation. He was released from the hospital. That is awesome to hear. I'm really happy to hear that for Johnny T. I'm not sure when you're going to see him back, but I hope he comes back just as good, if not better. Sportsnet, why are we seeing so much talk? Why are we seeing so much more talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs? I get it. They're centered in Toronto. You moved right past the Canadiens like they were an afterthought. Yeah, I get it. Sportsnet, the Toronto Maple Leafs are Canada's team. I know I'm a Habs fan. But I can respect that Toronto is one of the biggest sports teams in the world. I saw a tweet the other day. Oh my God, I get all my information on Twitter. Maybe I should stop. I would live so much more simple and happier life if I just deleted that stupid app. I swear to my depression. Gone. I saw a tweet I saw an article. So much smarter. I saw an article the other day that said the most tattooed sports logo in the world, the Toronto Maple Leafs logo on people. That's so cool. No, I heard it on Virgin Radio. Virgin Radio, hire me. Virgin Radio Toronto. I see you, Jesse Blake. I see you, Jax. I see you, TJ. I see you, Adam. I don't listen to you every morning because who wants to wake up at 8 o'clock? I sleep until the afternoon. I go to bed at 6 a.m. That's why you're getting this video at maybe midnight? I don't know. I guess that's Sportsnet. That's not really a personal thing for me, the Sportsnet talking more about the Toronto Maple Leafs than the Montreal Canadiens. And just throw Montreal their bone. You're talking like they're an afterthought. They're a team. They're one of 16 teams in the playoffs. Maybe give me some crumbs to just, you know? I get it. There probably is a bias for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I understand that, though. They're in Toronto. Most Canadian players probably grow up wanting to be, or most Canadians grow up, if they're in the sports field, are probably Leafs fans. Statistically, that makes sense. And I get it. It probably isn't their fault. It's in the back of their head. Yeah, I get it. Then just, Sportsnet. Come on. Just give me something. Talk about how damn good Carey Price is. Just a minute. But that is just something I thought I'd bring up because I feel like I saw that a lot on my timeline, and it's not really something personal for me. If I didn't see it, it probably wouldn't have clicked with me, and I probably wouldn't have said anything going into this episode. We're almost at 20 minutes during this episode, so I think that's everything I have to say. I'm disappointed with the way Montreal played in front of their all-world goalie, Carey Price. Nothing more you can do. That's the only player I'm happy with. Also, Jesperi Kotkaniemi. But it sounds cooler if I just say, I'm happy with just Carey Price, because everybody else, if you have any questions, if I didn't get any questions, because I'm in a fit of rage and I'm trying so damn hard to keep my cool. If you saw me 20 minutes ago, I would have been worse. And I don't want to yell because I live with my parents. I could yell, and I would yell, like Steve Dangle yell. I expected this game. I know Montreal like the back of my hand. They always do this. They should always be better than the way they're playing. It's like a switch in their brain. A lot like the Toronto Maple Leafs in a sense that there's a mental barrier somewhere. I don't think Montreal they're nowhere near talented as the Toronto Maple Leafs. Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, William Nylander. Yes, Montreal has players, but they come out flat a lot after having a great start. I didn't even talk about the goals because there's no point. Kotkaniemi, yay! I talked about the one Montreal Canadiens goal. Jack Campbell was great. Toronto was better. They were simply the better team. Even if you take away how horrifically bad the refs were tonight, it probably would have been more in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs because Montreal got away with a lot. Toronto got away with a lot. But at the end of the day, they won. They're playing great hockey, and the momentum is in their favor. They won for their captain. That's a nice story, obviously. What do I expect next game? Toronto should win the next 3. They're a great team. I know that. This is cash money for Montreal Canadiens fans. Doesn't mean it doesn't make me mad. Doesn't mean it doesn't make me... I'm not great at English. I can't bear this. Shut up. I'm done. I'm gonna go edit this. Throw it on YouTube. Game 3 and 4 are back-to-back. Do I expect Jake Allen to be in there or Frederik Andersen? No, go with your hot hand. Always go with the hot goalie. But Game 3 in the Bell Center, I just hope it goes to Game 6 so we can see some Habs fans in the stadium for once. That would be awesome. Screw my hair. I know I gotta shave my beard a tad, but you guys want me to keep it. So, without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share this with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. Be sure to check out my Twitter. I will see you in game number 3. Hopefully it's just a better all-around game for the Habs. They're probably going to lose the series. Most definitely. But as long as they're in it, you know, I hope they don't go without a shot for a period or so. That's the game I don't want to watch. I'll see you in game 3. Ciao. Thumbs up.